Okay, welcome back, guys. This is not a gameplay video. This is something completely different. This is about using AI as a content creator and the moral implications and thoughts that I have regarding this topic. So recently, I have been offered by Google one of these test months for Google AI Pro, I think they call it, or A Plus, something like that. So basically, where you have access to their newest models like Veo and Nano Banana Pro for doing pictures and videos and just general AI work and creating apps, so coding via AI and all kinds of different things that I think I haven't even utilized 10% of this yet. I just wanted to test this because obviously AI is all the rage and it's everywhere, and it's kind of even going on my nerves a little bit because they try to slam AI into everything. If they could, I think companies would sell you a toaster with AI at this point. So it kind of is overwhelming. Um, and I just wanted to. I feel with AI before. I've used DeepSeek, for example, at home because it is open source and you can let it run on your local graphics card. It takes obviously longer because you don't have a data center, right, at home. So the answers take a bit longer and all that, but you can run open source models like these at home. So I have fiddled with this before because I'm always interested in technology and stuff like that. So it's impossible to get around this topic at this point. But I wanted to today to try out the the use case for content creation a little bit. Am I recording? Yes. Okay. So I wanted to try this out for content creation, and the obvious first thing as a content creator is producing a thumbnail, right? Because you need to do the video, but this is AI can't do that for you. You have to do that yourself. Well, I guess in certain areas AI actually could do this for you. This is when you go into this YouTube black rabbit hole and you only see AI slop videos with AI narration and AI generated pictures or videos, and nothing is from humans anymore. But this is not the direction I ever want to take. However, assisting needs provided by AI, I think that could be done. So yeah, first thing I wanted to try out is how to do a thumbnail, and my Photoshop skills have been quite lackluster. So for those of you who don't know, I have actually studied this back in the day. I have studied computer visualistics and design, but the problem is that was 13 years ago, and I have actually never managed to work in my field that I have studied. I still work in IT, but the creative part, I basically have forgotten everything. My last knowledge from Photoshop is when Photoshop CS6 was released. I think that was in 2009 or 2010 or something like that. Since they have remodeled everything to the cloud model, I've not used another Photoshop version. So my knowledge about Photoshop is outdated at best. And so just testing what AI can do for me, right? And I just wanted to show you this because most of you maybe don't even really know. So maybe you have fiddled with this as well, but from a content creation perspective, maybe not. So long story short, I just go along this little thread right here, and then I show you the result. So what I'm using is Gemini 3 Pro, and when you click on the little drop down menu right here, you can, for example, click on Create Pictures. And there's a different option. Fast is the free model, and Pro is what I've paid for. So it works better. It works amazingly better, the Pro version. I think normally this costs like $7 a month or something like that. But this is just a test month. So I asked it, create a YouTube thumbnail with a catchy and cool perspective on an afterburning MiG-25 fighter jet that is modeled accurately. There should be red background text saying MiG-25 PD. This is just what I had in my mind, like a screenshot in my mind. Use the uploaded picture as a reference for final aspect ratio and fill the area. So background of this sentence is the fact that for one reason or another that I can't understand is Gemini or Nano Banana cannot create landscape pictures. When you just ask it to create a picture, it's always a rectangle. So what I've done is I've created a transparent PNG. This is up here where it shows my little hand. So when I click on this, this is why it's invisible. It's literally transparent. There's an uploaded picture right here. And this is just an empty frame, a 1080p empty frame in widescreen format, so landscape format. And this is what I use as a reference for the final aspect ratio, because then it understands what I want. You can ask it normally in the text to create a landscape orientation picture, and it will completely ignore it. I don't know why. But with this little trick, by using this frame, you can do that in Photoshop or Paint or something like that. By using this as a frame, so to say, it then fills this area that I've just shown you with the content I've asked for. Okay, so now is the thought process. This says Gedankengang anzeigen in German, so that means show the thought process. Nano Banana Pro. I'm just quickly going along with this. Visualizing the jet. I'm focusing now on the MiG-25 fighter jet. I'm aiming for a dynamic image, visualizing it with afterburners ablaze. Yes, please. The MiG-25 PD text needs to be striking, ideally in red and perfectly framed. Thank you, this is exactly what I asked for. Developing the scene. I'm now refining the action details of the MiG-25 PD thumbnail. The focus is a low-angle, dynamic shot of the jet in full afterburner takeoff. That's exactly what I had in mind. I'm concentrating on achieving realistic texturing, heat haze, and glowing engine nozzles. This is also exactly what I had in mind. The goal remains a full frame composition with dramatic lighting and a fiery, distressed red MiG-25 PD text at the top, along the same aspect ratio from the provided reference. This is very important because otherwise it just doesn't work. Confirming details accurately. I'm checking the output against the specifics of the user's request. My focus is on ensuring the model precisely executed the instructions. The MiG-25 PD is portrayed in a compelling afterburner perspective. The red text is also correct. I'm examining it with care. Reviewing execution details. I have carefully reviewed the recent output and confirmed that all instructions were precisely followed. The MiG-25 PD is accurately depicted in an afterburning perspective, and the red text elements are implemented as specified. The result aligns perfectly with the user's prompt. It is a high-quality YouTube thumbnail that uses the reference aspect ratio with all details aligning perfectly. And now the result. This is the goddamn result. This is perfect. Let me just open the picture in a picture viewer like this. This is absolutely perfect. I could not have done this any better in Photoshop, even with the day of work. Okay, this is like when you see this picture in a list of YouTube videos about the War Thunder MiG-25, you will click on this. I promise. This looks fantastic as a YouTube thumbnail. And please pay attention to the details. It is taking off, so the gear is still down. The flaps are down because it's taking off. The flaps are in the correct orientation. The missiles are on the plane. I guess it's just R60s because they're kind of small. I don't know, but they are. This is good enough. The texturing on the, I'm really zooming in now. The texturing on the MiG is really well done. So all these rivets, and it looks like it looks super realistic. The red star on the stabilizer, the red star on the wings, this is all correct orientation. the thing, the spine of the MIG, which is also correctly modeled, the engine outlets in the top, the nose, and even the, like, if I really zoom in, it's get pixelated, but still, here in the nose, there is this pitot tube thing, I guess for measuring speed or airspeed or something. Even that is there. Then here on the cockpit, there's this little thingy bob there, which is the mirror, right? The rear mirror, which some MiGs have. This is like, and then there is the wing vapor that goes over the plane because of the angle of attack, because it's pitching up, right? Then the background, which is like, yeah, a sunset, I would say. Perfect. And the title I've asked for. And it also retains the non-capitalized I, because some people do this wrong. They write a capitalized MIG, but the actual name is a small, not capitalized I, which is also completely correct. This is exactly what I've asked for in the prompt. A dash 25PD. And it's done in a way that it is like a mask on the background. So it is not actually a font, as you can see, but the background of the image, like the clouds and stuff, are shining through the letters, right? You can see this right here. So this is perfectly done, and I was so like amazed and also a bit terrified of this result, that I had to make a video about, because it's just how like back in the day when you wanted to have a graphic like this, like 10 years ago, and you couldn't do it yourself. You either, let's be honest, you either stole someone else's like thumbnail or something like that, or slightly altered it, like copy my homework but don't make it too obvious, right? You either did that, or yeah, or you just used your own low quality thing, or you paid for it. Like, there were people, I've done that myself even sometime in the past, where I created graphics for other people and they paid me for it. That was never really a basic source of income for me, but sometimes I did this like years ago. But now, no, you go to Google, you punch in your lines, what you want, which takes a minute, and then it does its thing, and 30 seconds later, you get something like this, and it's amazing, but it is also completely scary, because you can even do this with video nowadays. There is Veo, I think they call it, their video engine. So I could make like a clip from this, and it would fly off into the horizon and stuff like that. It's really scary. And the moral implication of this is how much AI is okay. So I will use it sometime, because honestly, it's just super well done. But how much AI is too much AI? That is my question to you. So when would you get annoyed by this personally? I would really like to hear that from you. So for example, you have, let's say you are on a tutorial channel because you want to look something up. You want to look up how to do task XYZ in software, this and that, right? You want to use a program, maybe a cutting software, or you have a question about, I don't know, Microsoft Word, whatever. And you go on a YouTube channel, and it explains it to you. So it gets the job done, but it is done by an AI narrator. Is that okay? Question to you. It gets the job done, but it is AI that explains it to you. Is that okay? Or do you prefer a human doing that, although the outcome is the same? So, or do you like, or do you don't like AI at all and say it is a menace to humanity and must be stopped. Is that something you would think about? Because this could also be used. These capabilities could also be used for something sinister, right? You could make, I don't know, a head of state say something really wrong, and then if the statement from the press office of that head of state isn't immediately responding, that might get amplified through social media and then create outrage or something like that. This stuff could also be used as something bad. I think we can all agree on that. So how do we deal with this in the future? How do we deal with this? I just use it for a thumbnail of a niche YouTube channel that 100 people will watch maybe, but this has much larger implications on everything. I said in the beginning that companies want to sell you toasters with AI, but and while some of this is surely a bubble, let's be honest, right? Because you don't need AI in your toaster, you don't need AI in your alarm clock, right? Everything nowadays has an AI label slapped on top of it just to create some sales. But I think that the core of AI is here to stay. When I was in China last year, so little story time. When I was in China, there was a relative from my wife. I won't name names, obviously, but this relative has a son, a little son. He's like 6, 7, 8. I don't know the exact age, but he's in school, and he had his own laptop. Right? We were sitting in a shop, and the little guy had his homework, and he was doing it on a laptop. And he had to program something. I can't remember what it was exactly. I think it was Python that they were using. They had to create some little app in Python, and so he had this coding window open, and on the other side, so on the like split screen thing, on the other side there was DeepSeek open, and it was helping the guy, the little kid, with doing his homework. So all around the world, really, this is used, and it's everywhere. So the core of AI will definitely stay, even though some of these wannabe startups with .ai endings in their URL, they will surely, 90% of them will die off because they can't sustain a business. But I think it's here to stay. And I just want to have a conversation, honestly. Are you amazed? Are you terrified? Are you both? Because that's kind of the boat I am in. It's just amazing and terrifying and amazing, but also terrifying. Okay, guys, I don't want to be this too long. It's completely out of context anyway, because my channel is not about this normally, but I just did this and I thought I had to do a video. Drop your comments below. Thanks for watching, and yeah, you will see this video because that's the whole background of it. Today, at the time of recording, the event will end, which means today I will get the MiG-25 in War Thunder. This is why I've done this, and yeah, you will see this in the future, in the coming days. So thanks for watching, guys, and until the next one. Bye bye.